Among the top stories making headlines at this hour,
that how many more doctor interns must die for this government to keep its promises? How many more doctors must we lose for the government to stop the culture of lies and to commit to agreements that have been signed?
KMPDU puts government on notice after another intern doctor attached to Thika Level 4 hospital dies by suicide. Nyeri Senator Wahome Wamatiga sworn in as the new Parliamentary Service Commissioner. And
the report so far is, by and large, we are having very peaceful elections at the grassroots.
ODM party kicks off its grassroots elections across the 47 counties. It is exactly 4 o'clock East African time. We thank you for choosing TV47 to inform you. A lot is indeed making headlines. Let's get you informed. I am George Maringa. The medical fraternity is once again in mourning after the loss of a young doctor, that is Dr. Francis Njoki Gashimo, a 29-year-old medical intern at Thika Level 5 Hospital, who tragically died by suicide in his rented house in Kiganjo Estate on Monday. In the wake of this tragic incident, the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union KMPDU has issued a strong statement expressing grief and raising concerns about the mental health crisis among healthcare workers. KMPDU has highlighted the immense pressure and challenging working conditions faced by medical professionals in the country, emphasizing that many young doctors struggle in silence due to overwhelming workloads and inadequate support systems. The union has called on the medical interns to stay home until the government sees the need to heed to their demands.
As a union, we find these inhumane acts by government that does not care about the health of its workers. This is unacceptable behavior. And therefore we demand that these intern doctors that are currently working, that have labored for the last 4 months, be paid their salaries immediately, as per the CBA agreement that we signed 7 years ago. We don't yet know what is new with this government, that have decided to reinvent the wheel. That the payment that has been done seamlessly for 7 years is now causing death, mayhem and suffering of doctors who are expected to offer services in the hospitals. We have had rhetorics and calls and talks about universal health care. But we want to ask, how is universal health care deliverable when the government is out to kill the same persons who ought to offer these services in the hospitals by ensuring that they're not paid, they're not supported, they're not motivated? It is not possible. After careful deliberation by the branch leaders and by the union in entirety, we are asking all the medical doctor interns across the country, in all the facilities, to stay at home immediately. That we will not afford to see any more deaths out of desperation, despair, and disillusionment that are caused by hard-working conditions.
Sad news, may the intern's soul rest in peace. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, has summoned the Director of Muslims for Human Rights, Muhuri in Mombasa, Khalif Khalifa, on 9th November 2024 over utterances deemed to be bordering ethnic contempt, hate speech and discrimination. This comes after the Bunga la Mwananchi movement in Lamu denounced Khalif's utterances, stating that he was inciting hatred against particular communities and religious groups living in the coastal region. However, the movement members called on the government to take decisive action to prevent further damage from Khalif's words.
There was a statement made by a gentleman called Khalif Khalifa in Lamu recently, and his main objective of the statement was to indicate that there are certain people who should not vie for positions, elective positions in Lamu. And he was particularly castigating those who are the Kikuyus living in Lamu who are seeking elective position.
Si Kenya mzima tumechanganyika, sisi tuko community zote. Kama Nairobi, sisi tuko kabila zote. So kwa sababu uwezi ongea ukiwa Lamu kwa kusema sijui hii kabila isipigiwe kura, hii kabila isipigiwe kura, hiyo itakuwa hatia sana na italeta mgogoro. Kwa hivyo tunaambia DCI, vile mnachukulia wengine hatua, tunataka huyu achukuliwe hatua na aende akanushe hiyo maneno, ndio sisi tukae na amani. Sisi Kenya tunataka amani.
So we are calling upon again all the relevant authorities to deal with the one Khalifa who is supposed to be behind the bars at this particular moment as we are here. And we also call upon other communities to embrace the friendship that we have been having all those years and to ignore the one Khalifa who is talking from far part of the Lamu County.
Dr. Christopher Wanga, Director Policy and Research at the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, has insisted that all vaccines used globally have been tried and tested, and therefore there is no cause for alarm. Wanga, speaking at the World Organization for Animal Health Continental Conference in Nairobi, insists the government has taken proper measures to scrutinize all the vaccines that will be used, urging farmers to ignore negative reports circulating on planned livestock vaccination scheduled for 2025.
Globally, if you look at the vaccines, you look at the medicines, these are historical. And this is why the naysayers, I want to caution them. The vaccines we are using have been with us for over 200 years. Foot and mouth disease vaccine is not new. PPR vaccine. So these are products that have been with us. And this is where the innovation is called in, so that we can have better and stronger, newer molecules to boot. But in medical practice, in veterinary practice, you don't fix what is working. If the vaccines are able to give you the immunity you desire, you use them. If they're not able to give you the immunity you desire, you change.
We develop different type of curriculum and guidelines for the education from the veterinary up to the community animal health workers and going through the veterinary paraprofessionals as well. So have different level of education that can still provide veterinary services in the field.
Vaccination is essential, and we have currently recently signed the agreement with the European Union to ensure that PPR eradication will be achieved from sub-Saharan Africa.
Rongo town in Migori County plunged into violence after two parties supporting Orange Democratic Movement (ODM) clashed as tension increased regarding the party's internal elections scheduled to be held today. Rongo MP Paul Abwar has called upon the residents to maintain peace and ensure that the exercise is democratic. In addition, he emphasized on the importance of solidarity while stating that the unity of the party is in the fair and peaceful election process.
As you are aware, elections are a competitive process. And when people are competing, we don't expect them to agree on everything. So what have just been experienced here is just normal in any campaign. But what I'm saying as a member of parliament of Rongo constituency, I'm urging our people to act with a lot of restraint, even if they're being provoked, and I'm pleading for a very peaceful election exercise.
And this difference between the governor and all other elected leaders, especially the members of county assembly and the members of parliament, is going to interfere heavily and greatly with our ODM party primaries that is scheduled on Wednesday.
Watu wanang'ang'ania hiyo chairmanship. So shida inatokea katika hiyo ofisi ya ODM.
If you can see around here, the business are closed because of two people, and they are because of their interest. In Rongo town now we have two ODM office. So we don't know which one is which one is the real ODM office and which one is which.
ODM grassroots elections in Nyandarua are being conducted online, marking a shift driven by the county's low party membership. County Election Chair Mrs. Ann Njoki Githai further confirmed that the online platform is open exclusively to registered ODM members. To boost participation in regions with fewer members, the National Elections Board has provided a dedicated voting link.
My name is Dixon Manyara Mwangi, Chairman ODM Nyandarua County. As you are aware, today we are having ODM grassroots elections. It depends with different areas, whether you are in the ODM stronghold areas or you are in areas like where we are in Nyandarua County, whereby the ODM membership is low. So as per the program and the way we are doing it, because of the effect of the low turnout and the cost of holding these elections per polling station, we have devised a method in conjunction with the National Elections Coordinating Committee to do the elections online. Because today, everybody is digital, and where there is an issue, we have the youth who are helping us to coordinate the old people from either polling station or one. Because now, according to our membership situation, you will see one polling station has 1 member, 2 members, or maybe 3. So you cannot conduct an election between 2 members.
Hiyo process ya kufanya online, una dial kwa simu yako, any phone, una dial *8483*036#. So hiyo inakuletea verification if your member is ODM registered, na if he's an aspirant, anaenda kwa option 3 where ana register, there's somewhere you pay 100. Yeah.
Indeed, that was in Nyandarua. Apologies, the pictures we showed you earlier were for Rongo, but indeed the activities were not meant for there, they were for Nyandarua. But moving on, civil society organizations have sharply criticized the government for stifling civic space and targeting them, demanding President Ruto to fulfill his promises on feminism and gender-based violence. They accuse the government of lacking genuine commitment to addressing GBV, and they are now calling for tougher penalties for offenders. This criticism comes as the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence kicks off. Women's rights activists voiced their concerns at the Mathare Pussy Power Festival, marking the start of the campaign. The 16-day awareness drive runs annually from November 25th, the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, to December 10th. He is living in fear of losing their 230-acre piece of land to influential government officials. The family claims that despite recording statements with the DCI offices multiple times, their fears persist. The land, which a large portion is under coffee cultivation, has become a target for individuals with significant influence in government. They are now calling on the Ministry of Lands to intervene and resolve the dispute. Additionally, they urge security agencies to provide adequate protection to calm their fears.
My father lived in this farm after buying it for 20 good years, and nobody, I repeat, nobody has ever come. We have buried our mother here, we have even buried our father here, even our stepbrother's wife, she is buried here. For that reason, we don't know what is happening to them. But we are raising a cry because this thing is happening. People are being threatened. People are being abducted. This is the thing that is being done today. And what people are saying, every time it happened, it is a DCI. I'm here to confirm We have been summoned more than twice or thrice to DCI, and we have honored those summons.
Tupewe ulinzi ya kutosha kutoka kwa serikali yetu, sababu serikali yetu iko na uwezo wa kufanya hivyo, sababu sisi ni wananchi wa nchi hii. Na alafu ile maneno hii ikiwa inafika mwisho, Ministry That's Office, sababu dia custodian ya makaratasi yote ya mashamba ya nchi hii, wadhibitishe ukweli wa yule mwenye shamba hii, sababu wako na hiyo uwezo, ili tuwe sasa tunajua tuko safe, na wamesema sisi ndio wenyewe wa hii shamba.
Coming here and trying to intimidate my parents and asking them, how did we come into possession of this land? Who is he to come and try and verify about private land? This is not national. It has nothing to do with government. It is a private property.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has today held talks with leaders from Western Kenya, drawn from both the National Assembly and the Senate. The meeting focused on boosting the region's economic growth and reviewing progress on ongoing government projects at both county and national levels. Discussions also touched on issues of national unity and cohesion. Inmates and guards from Kamite Maximum Prison have graduated with law degrees from the University of London through the Justice Defenders Program. Among the graduates were Ruth Kamande, a former beauty queen who made headlines in 2015 after being charged with stabbing her boyfriend 25 times in Buruburu. Speaking at the ceremony, Alexander McLean, the founder of the program, stressed the power of education in transforming lives and empowering individuals within the prison system. Salome Biko, the Principal Secretary for the State Department for Correctional Services, praised Justice Defenders and commended Kenya for being a pioneer in this initiative. She also promised to support its expansion to 56 other Commonwealth countries across Africa.
We have to keep overcoming Justice Defenders. To you, our graduates, to those who've gone to the bar, go out as servant lawyers. Serve those who have no one else to tell their side of the story. They've been waiting for you. Serve those that others have rejected, those that others don't want to go near, those that others have condemned. They've been waiting for you. We're proud of your achievements.
And I believe working together, tukitia bidii sisi pamoja, we reject pettiness, we reject small-mindedness, and we come together like Alexander McLean. You know, he could have done this in Britain, but no, he chose to do it here in Kenya. That is great vision. That is great privilege. And we are the beneficiaries of that great privilege.
These are people who have trained his lawyers through the partnership with the University of London. These are people who have trained his paralegals. I am indeed happy today to celebrate the men who have defied all odds to come out and prove to the entire world that something good can come out of prisons.
The Kenya Prison Service, as mandated by CAP 90 and 92 Prisons and Bostos Act, has rehabilitated us and transformed us into what you are seeing today through partnering with various institutions who have offered legal trainings, counseling, anger management programs, mentorship programs, creative writing, which include poetry writing, spoken words and songwriting, life skill programs, beauty and fashion, and most importantly, professional education.
Transport operations were today disrupted on Kapchalal Road, which links Iten Town to Mso Ward in Elgeyo-Marakwet County, after heavy rains caused part of the road to collapse. Residents say the incident has led to severe losses and are now urging the government to intervene swiftly. Mso Ward Representative Christopher Cheboboich has also called on residents in the affected area to relocate to safer places to avoid further disasters.
Inahitaji maintenance kila wakati, kwamba maji yapite yateremke, yani iwe haiwezi kukusanyika maji mengi ndio iteremke mpaka huko chini. Kwanza ya last night mimi mwenyewe nimeenda nikafuata barabara nikakuta kwamba mpaka forest huko hakuna maji yenye ilipita ikaenda kando. Kwa hivyo maji yale yote that volume haingeweza kuwa sustained na mahali pale.
Mimea yetu kutoka huko chini haiendi. Usafiri kutoka huko chini hatufikishi huko juu. Hata vile unaona mmoja wa mhudumu wa bodaboda ameshukisha abiria ili aweze kutoboa. Ule mwingine unaona vile amekwama huko, tumeathirika sana. Mafuta tunatumia mingi ndio ifike huko juu.
Asai tunavuna na tumebalaga mahindi. Sasa barabara imekuwa mbaya kabisa.
Nataka tuambie watu wale wanaishi mahali sio mzuri, mahali iko slope, saa hii ikinyesha wasonge kidogo. Because kama tungekuwa na nyumba hapa chini ingekuwa imeleta madhara.